Okay, so since the last video we did on this, it started a first cold start. I noticed some smoke when I walked around, and it smells like oil. Alright, so in the last video we did on this, I had a discussion about what we did to it, what it was doing, and we also, in that video, I took off the governor. I checked it for spark on camera. Spark was perfect. The timing, I'm sorry. We checked the timing, and the timing was perfect. And then I went ahead, and to make it easier to adjust the valves, I took the gas tank and shroud assembly off, and we adjusted the valves. The valves on the exhaust side, I couldn't get the feeler gauge in, so I adjusted it. Alright, so since I saw smoke and it smelled like oil, I wasn't happy when we took it apart, when we took the tank and the shroud off. I wasn't happy to see that somebody had used RTV to mount the cylinder back on, and RTV'd the heck out of everything on there. As a matter of fact, I had to RTV the valve covers when I put them back on. That was RTV'd also. So I'll leave in the description, I'll leave the last video on this where I had the discussion of what it was doing and what we did. It all started after we did we fixed the oil leak on it. I put new axle seals in and resealed the differential and everything, so the oil leak's gone. But I do want to pull the when we do the restoration next year on it, I want to pull the cylinder off, and we'll check the piston rings, and we'll check the valves, valve guides, and so on. And if everything's okay with the valves, then we'll just lap the valves, do a quickie valve job on it. We'll see how the rings are, and we'll go on with the restoration on it. And yeah, so I'll leave that last video in the description if anybody wants to see exactly what's going on. This was the 56 Gravelys my father bought brand new. It's having the problem that we cold started it. Alright, so at the end of the video, I think we'll just take it for a ride around the parking lot here and see how it is. I didn't let it warm up enough before, but I'm going to let it warm up real good. We'll see how it idles and see how the throttle, when we throttle it up, see how it runs then. And that was the only time I saw the smoke and I smelled the oil, was on the first start. So maybe it's something with the valves, I don't know. Usually when it's the piston rings, it will do it all the time. It'll just keep smoking like crazy, but I don't know. We have to take it apart to see. Alright, so off camera, in between juggling Gravelys around, when we tested the 69 Gravelys LI, the one that didn't start, we fixed it and we molded some nuts and leaves. I put the plow on this 67 Gravelys L8. I put the plow on it. Last year, these heavy duty chains that I made, we had them on the 73 C8, and we had the tires with the chains I made on the inner, and we had no chains on the outer. I had those tires on it down there. And I decided this year we're not going to set up two tractors to plow with. It's just not worth it. So we're just going to go with this one. But I may put the dual wheel spacers on it. I do have another set of tires with chains that I might just stick on the inside, and just in case this one breaks down and we need an emergency backup. But now that we put the homemade chains on the inside here, and then I put these tires with the chains on the outside, this should be a real beast going through the snow. We didn't have any problems with it last year. We had that 3 or 4 inch slushy snow we were having, and it had no problem then. So it should be good now. This is pretty dependable. I got the plow on my father's tractor because we were working on it, so I could jack it up and everything. I used to use this as a backup when I only had 2 Gravelys, but I sold the 61 primary plow tractor that I used to use. I sold that about 4 or 5 years ago, maybe 4 years ago. So I'll just take this plow off and leave it over by the door against the wall, just in case this breaks. We'll just throw the plow on the other tractor, and then I could just put the outer wheels with the chains on the outside of it if we need them, in case we break down. After this winter, if it even snows, I don't know, but either way, I'm going to do an oil change on this in the spring. The oil is full. It started right up. I think I took the plow off last April, so it sat all that time. It started right up with no problems. What else did I have to say? I think that's about it. We'll probably do some more mulching. I'm waiting for more leaves to fall. In that video on the 69 Gravely, where we mulched the nuts and the leaves just disintegrate. It's a double blade, and I have this mulcher attachment. They came with the 257 Gravelys. We had a lot of problems with this, and then I changed the horizontal shaft and it was okay. What it was doing, I don't know if the flange was bent, but it's pinning the shaft to where the engine was locked up. So that's okay now. There's no problem. It's been on about 4 or 5 different Gravelys now. We haven't had a problem with that. Next thing I want to do today is I'm going to put some gas in this pull-on leaf blower. My friend found this on the side of the road. He dropped it off here, and I primed it and it started, but the only thing it needed was the fuel lines, and I had to take this entire everything apart on it. The entire machine had to come apart. I did make a video on it when I first started making videos. I was getting a lot of complaints about let me move over here, sun glare. I was getting a lot of complaints on it because of the people couldn't see what I was doing. Yeah, I didn't blame them. I told them I'd do better next time, but it was pretty much an awful video. I think there was 2 parts to that. But anyway, I put the fuel lines in it. I didn't have to change the carburetor or clean the carburetor. What I had to do is I just started it up, and I had to adjust the carburetor. So that was 5 years ago. So I noticed every gear I do get it to start up, but I always have to adjust the high side fuel mixture on it, which is the screw all the way out towards the air cleaner here. I just have to adjust the high speed mixture on it. And what you would do is put it full throttle. I let everything warm up real good at idle, and then full throttle, then you can make your adjustment on the high side. I'm going to throw some gas in it now. We'll see if it starts up, and I'll get the I think you can use the Pac-Man adjuster screwdriver there on this. HIPAA, whatever you want to call it. They sent me for free. They sent me a whole pouch full of different sizes. I think about 12 different it was like 12 different adjusters came with it. Alright, so let me get set up. I'll put some gas in it off camera, and then I'll get set up. We'll start it up and see if we have to adjust the carburetor on it. Okay, so today is October 23rd, 2024. So it hasn't ran since last November. I never use them in the spring. I don't use it. Everything around here will be cleaned up by the end of November. I just keep up with the leaves, and every other section at the yard here, I usually have to rake it. Alright, so I put fuel in it. I'll give it a few more primes. I primed it before. Choke is all the way down. We'll try it like, I don't know, 3/4 throttle maybe. I'll try it. We'll see how it starts and how it runs. 3/4 throttle. We'll see how it starts and how it runs. 3/4 throttle. We'll see how it starts and how it runs. 3/4 throttle. We'll see how it starts and how it runs. 3/4 throttle. We'll see how it starts and how it runs. 3/4 throttle. We'll see how it starts and how it runs. 3/4 throttle. We'll see how it starts and how it runs. 3/4 throttle. We'll see how it starts and how it runs. 3/4 throttle. We'll see how it starts and how it runs. 3/4 throttle. We'll see how it starts and how it runs. 3/4 throttle. We'll see how it starts and how it runs. 3/4 throttle. We'll see how it starts and how it runs. 3/4 throttle. We'll see how it starts and how it runs. 3/4 throttle. We'll see how it starts and how it runs. 3/4 throttle. We'll see how it starts and how it runs. 3/4 throttle. We'll see how it starts and how it runs. 3/4 try to choke off. A few more fines, maybe. If I could use an electric blower like this around here, a plug-in, I would. Lean it out. Usually I have to richen it up a little bit, but seems to be okay. Alright, screw this thing. Let's go have some fun. We'll take the 56 Gravely around the parking lot. Of all 3 laps, it only popped once at high speed. Still doesn't idle that great. The idle could actually be turned down. That would be like the first time I could do that with it. So, doing the head gasket, and adjusting the exhaust valve did make an improvement. But like I said, check out that video I put in the description so you can see exactly what I did. We changed everything. The only thing that costed us money was the spark plug, because I put a brand new one in. But I had all good parts to put on it. And we're probably not going to take anything apart on it until the spring of 2025, probably March or April, depending on how the weather is. I'm not counting on any snow. It's been 40 degrees, or sometimes it would be 30 degrees at night, but then during the day it's been going up to 80 degrees. It's been like a 40-degree difference from day and night. But and that's it. I don't want to keep rambling. I told you everything going on with the plow tractors. We're only going to use one. And thanks for watching. I just wanted to give you an update. Make sure that blower started up and ran okay. And I'll see you all on the next one, and take care. Thanks for watching.